Hello everybody, welcome back to the Serra channel. We are currently 5 days away from the very important date of June 11th, and on June 11th, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game is going to receive one of the biggest shakeups to the meta that we as players have ever experienced. The first contribution to this meta shakeup is the release of the new family member, Hans. Gunn actually released a blog post today detailing his power and the lore behind the character. Gameplay elements aside, I think one of the coolest things about this is that Hans is actually played by Robert Mukes. Robert Mukes also played Rufus in one of my favorite movies of all time, House of a Thousand Corpses, so I was totally stoked about this and couldn't believe that they're only just now announcing it. House of a Thousand Corpses was literally my favorite movie for years and years of my life, and I can't wait to see two things that I love kind of indirectly come together in this game. It's absolutely fantastic. This blog post also told us exactly what we can expect from Hans in terms of his ability, and by God does he sound like an absolute powerhouse. Not only will Hans be able to trap barricades and crawl spaces, but he can also physically rip out fuses and valves from their places on their respective objectives. He also even has his own defensive barge ability like Leland, so say hello to the guy that you're going to see blocking the fuse box tunnel exit every time you manage to actually get the fuse off. No, but all these features sound absolutely insane. And if they're all as good as they seem, I think Hans is going to shake up the meta quite nicely. Now, there's always a chance that some of these things are too good to be true, but I'm remaining optimistic about it. I do think that if they make Hans super slow in terms of speed, it might be a little too difficult for him to even get anywhere to use those crazy abilities. But we'll just have to wait and see. You're definitely going to be seeing a lot of Hans content on this channel when he comes out. The next massive change coming to the game on June 11th is a complete rework of every skill tree in the game. Gunn is removing random nodes from skill trees and putting perks in predetermined spots on the various branches. Now, from a mechanical perspective, this is a very positive change. I absolutely hate having to go through the animations to level up my characters, and re-rolling over and over again to get a particular set of perks is an absolute nightmare that I never want to do again in my life. However, the thing that makes me a little nervous about this is that we have no idea where these random perks are going to end up on the skill tree. There are a lot of perks in this game for both sides that are completely useless, and if the good perks are locked on trees with a bunch of duds, then this is going to severely impact the way that we all build our characters. If every perk in this game was useful in some way and could be used to construct viable builds, I would have no problem with this. However, that just simply is not the case. Whether this is overall a good change or not depends on if Gunn understands why people use the perks that have become the most popular in the game. In order to shake up the meta in a productive and fun way, you first have to understand it. And considering some of the past changes that have been made in this game, I'm not sure if they do. But we do know for an absolute fact that there are a few positive changes that are coming to the skill trees. Sissy is going to get access to the victim perk Slippery, which will give her a boost in speed for a period of time after exiting a gap or a crawl space. In my opinion, speed is exactly what Sissy needs to make her a more viable pick. Giving Sissy access to Slippery demonstrates that Gunn at least understands that Sissy's slow movement is a problem for her. On the victim side, Sunny is getting a massive buff to his skill tree and will be able to use 3 of the best perks in the game: Fast Hands, Extra Drip, and No Cell. As someone who has always loved Sunny but was disappointed by his perk selection, this is fantastic news. But again, it does make you wonder where exactly these perks will be on his skill tree. Will we be able to use them together, or will they all be separated? Just having access to one of these perks is still a massive W for Sunny, but I can't help but wonder how exactly I'm going to be building around them. Oh, and Leland's also getting access to Extra Drip, so hopefully you'll have less Leland players on your team that guzzle down all the health in the basement in the first few minutes of the game. Thank the Lord for that. Nah, I'm just joking, kinda. Anyways, there are a lot of changes coming to this game on June 11th, and I think it's going to create a much different landscape for players on both sides. And who knows, these changes might end up being incredibly positive, and we'll look back on this time and say, damn, remember when we used to spend 30 minutes at a time respecking characters only to get perks we're never going to use? Thank God that's not a thing anymore. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you out there in Texas on June 11th. Goodbye.